This time we're going to stay in the dealership and actually do a walk around of our Mazda CX-9. To Doug. Hi, Doug.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Courtney.
Hey.
Wanted to show you our brand new 2016 Mazda CX-9. This vehicle has been totally redesigned for 2016. The older CX-9 was awesome. It was a huge hit, but Mazda addressed two of the biggest concerns that people had with the older CX-9. Number one was fuel efficiency. If you take a look here at the window sticker, this is an all-wheel drive model, and you'll see it's got 27 miles per gallon on the highway. This happens to be number one in its class for a three-row passenger vehicle.
Nice.
The second thing they addressed was the quietness and the smoothness of the vehicle. The older CX-9 was great, but it drove more like a truck. This vehicle is very car-like. You can take twisties and corners easily. It's very quiet, and at the same time it still has plenty of power and get up and go.
Oh, cool.
So we can take a look at the cockpit. One of the things they did here was they made it very elegant. They took a lot of the design cues from the CX-5, which is our best-selling SUV, and they put it into the CX-9. So you're going to notice that big 8-inch screen on the top of the dash. That's going to take care of all your electronic functions, your Bluetooth, your navigation, your radio, your backup camera. And you'll notice how the gauges and everything are very nicely laid out. This particular model is a touring model which has leather interior. Both on the touring and grand touring models you'll get that, along with heated seats, power seats, and again three-row capability. A couple great safety features on the car while I'm here. In the mirrors, again, you have your blind spot monitoring system, so if you have a vehicle that's driving down the highway on either side of you, a little light will pop up here to warn you. If you use your blinker, it will beep at you not to change lanes. In addition to this, you have what's called rear cross traffic alert. So if you're backing out of a parking space and somebody's coming behind you, it's going to flash the blind spot system in both mirrors, and then you're going to see them in the backup camera so that you don't back into them. Coming around to the back of the vehicle, we have a power lift gate. So this is very handy. You can actually operate this 3 different ways, with the button on the tailgate itself, also on the key fob, also with the button that's on the dashboard of the vehicle.
Nice.
And you're going to see the 3 rows here from the back. One of the great things about this is how versatile it is. So this is a 7-passenger. You have 2, 3, and 2. But let's say you only have 6 people and you want more cargo space. All you have to do is fold down the handle and the seat goes flat.
Nice.
And you can do that on both sides. It's 50-50. So now let's say you have 5 people. You can do that.
Good for road trips.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Tons of cargo space. And then you can also fold down the middle row just by lifting up on the handle. You can fold both sides of the back seat as well. One of the nice innovations with this vehicle is that the easy access to the 3rd row. So there's a handle here on the top. If you lift up this handle and you slide the seat forward, you can hop right into the back.
How's the legroom?
Not bad, actually. There's actually plenty of room for adults back here. One of the nice things that Mazda did as well was they designed the seat to move even if you have a child seat in the middle row, so you can still have access to the 3rd row.
Nice.
And again, just lift up the seat, slide it forward.
So would you recommend a child seat in this one?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and this has the anchor tethers as well, and then it even has an anchor for the back of the seat. And if you have backseat passengers that are a little sleepy, you can recline the seat back.
Oh, that's my kind of stuff. After a long day at work, you know.
There you go. And again, great for road trips. Oh, also in the back here, you'll notice in the center console, the people in the back have their own air conditioning and heat, so they can control that for themselves as well. And on the doors, you'll notice here, again for kids, they have the sun protection. with the screens.
Yeah, if you have pale skin like me, it's real helpful.
Or if you just don't want too much something.
That too. I'm more concerned about the burn, but...
And then again, this has the closing automatic tailgate. So you have your rear view camera back here, and it gives you nice lines that are set up so you can see what's safe and what's not safe. In addition, you have sensors. So as you get closer to an object, those will beep. And it'll even tell you on the camera what quadrant that the object is behind you, whether it's in the middle or left or right. You'll notice a shark fin antenna on the back, and that's because these vehicles come equipped with satellite radio on the Grand Touring standard and also on the Touring with the technology package. Here in the front, you're going to notice a nice aggressive profile.
Aggressive.
Yes. So Mazda uses what's called Kodo design styling, and that's a term, so it's very athletic. It's almost like a cat that's ready to pounce. So you have very muscular lines along the wheel wells.
Oh, I can see that actually.
And also you'll see along the side on the body as well. Very sporty, very athletic.
Yeah.
On the windshield here, you're going to notice a few sensors. So some of the additional safety features that we have here, what's called Smart City Brake Support. So there's a laser in there. When you're traveling between 2 and 18 miles an hour in the city, the person in front of you stops quickly. It's going to hit the brakes automatically for you if you don't react quick enough, and that avoids the collision. So that actually took this vehicle from a top safety pick to a top safety pick plus with the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety. Also, we have a camera that gets mounted in the emblem here, and that's for your forward obstruction warning along with your lane departure warning. So those are standard equipment features on the Grand Touring and the Signature version of this vehicle as well.
So what is, obviously the 3-row capabilities of the CX-9 separates it from the CX-5, but what are other things in the CX-9 that you would recommend to people that the CX-5 might not have?
So if you need a little more cargo space than the CX-5 offers, we have that in the CX-9. I have people that don't need the third row. A lot of people don't need it all the time, but what's nice is you can fold that flat as we saw before, and you have a lot more cargo space back there. Also, if you do, there are occasions where you're picking people up from the airport, or you have family over, and you need to have that extra capability for passengers. You have it in the 9. And what's really interesting is the CX-5, great gas mileage, 30 miles per gallon on the highway. The CX-9, you're not giving up a whole lot of that to get that third row seat because you're getting 27 miles per gallon on the highway. And both of these vehicles will run on regular unleaded gas as well.
Which is perfect.
Yes. And the CX-9 was actually recently one of the finalists for the SUV of the Year award as well. And the vehicle that actually beat it out was a much more expensive Mercedes-Benz SUV. So the CX-9 will hold its own. I have a lot of customers that compare this vehicle along with the Acura MDX and some of the more expensive vehicles out there, and they actually say it's actually smoother and quieter than a Volvo XC90, for example, and obviously it's a lot less expensive and a lot less expensive to maintain.
Which is beautiful.
Yes.
So, if anybody doesn't have any questions, we're going to let Doug get back to selling those Mazdas that he loves to sell. I just want to thank everything. Please like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram. We have a whole lot of social media that we love sharing with you. We will see you guys next week.